Hello, my lovely, wonderful viewers. Welcome back to the news. When are we going to learn in this country? Nigerians, when are we going to learn? I think it's high time people drop this religious, sentiment and focus on the real issue we have at hand. Now, the human rights activist Omoyele Sowore recently slammed the chief of naval staff, Vice Admiral Emmanuel Ogala, over his recent call for a spiritual solution to Nigeria's worsening insecurity, describing it as a proof that the country is on a fast downward spiral. This is coming as, Ogala made comments regarding Nigeria that a spiritual solution is needed to surmount insecurity in Nigeria, according to the chief of naval staff. And according to him, defeating insurgency, terrorism, and irregular threats remained required, among other things, divine intervention. So according to him, God needs to come down from heaven and help Nigerians. God needs to come down from heaven to save Nigerians. So Sowore, reacting to Ogala's comments, wrote, "The moment your chief of naval staff starts to sound like this, just know that your country is finished." Ogala, while speaking on the naval town in Asokoro in Abuja Thursday during the commissioning of new religious centers to mark the Nigerian Navy's 69th anniversary, said that Nigeria's fight against insecurity could not rely solely on the military forces. So according to him, Nigerians should not rely on the army, other security personnel. We should put our hope and our trust in God, that it is only God that can help us, that all these issues, all these threats we are facing in our society, we should seek spiritual solution. Spiritual solution is the only way. Now, the Naval pointed into three places of worship: the Catholic Church, a Church of Redemption, and a central mosque, to serve personnel and residents of Navy Town, Admiralty, and Lakeview Estate. Ogala said that the facilities were essential for building the moral strength of officers and fostering unity among personnel of different faiths. But Sowore questioned the logic behind entrusting matters of national security to spirituality in a country already crippled by religious manipulation and institutional collapse. You see, before now, Sowore had outlined how he would end Nigeria's insecurity problems if given the chance to lead this great nation. Speaking during an interview, Sowore accused the Nigerian ruling elite of weaponizing poverty and overseeing a security architecture more loyal to personal gain than national protection. And according to Omoyele Sowore, they are doing it because it's not affecting them. Sowore noted that under his leadership, the BK insurgency, which has claimed thousands of lives and displaced millions, would be history. That if he should be the president of this great nation, that this issue of Boko Haram insurgency would be the talk of the past, that he will, look at the problem at the root level. He's going to remove the problem at the root level. Now, I wonder, at this point, I think, had it been God is not God, God would have told Nigerians to leave him alone, because any little thing we tend to call the name of God and then try to look, try to pin one excuse or the other just to bring religion into it. Now, we saw what happened, this recent JAM examination where thousands of students failed. And unfortunately, a 19-year-old girl took her life. One of the students, I think a 17-year-old girl, took her life. It was unfortunate. And the only thing the JAM institution could say is, man proposes, God disposes. That was what they said, in reaction to the unfortunate death of that very young girl that, took her life due to the irregularities of JAM. And the jam registrar, he cried and wept and all of that. But what happened has happened. Had it was a sane country, he would have resigned. Now, going back to the insecurity challenges facing this country, our leaders, I don't think they really care for the people, because they would have obviously have found a permanent solution to insecurity had it been, the it is reaching them. You understand? These issues of kidnapping and bombing and all of that, had it been these things are affecting them, they would have quickly find a solution to this. Enough is enough. It's high time people stop, using religion and politics to play with people's life. It's high time our leaders start, holding themselves accountable for their failures. It is high time our leaders start holding themselves accountable for their failures. Religion has failed us. Our leaders has failed us. Nothing is working in this country. Instead, we see abuse of power, we see injustice, we see greed parading himself up and down. And what is really going on? What is really going on? Even in the church, men of God have been corrupt. They are being used as a mouthpiece for politicians. They now speak for politicians. They predict who people should vote for and who people should not vote for. It's high time people stop sitting under religion and start taking responsibility for their actions. A lot of persons have been, complaining about the insecurity and how, the Nigerian army are not really doing their best. Well, I can say that the military, they are trying, but our leaders are not really ready. You see, on several occasions, we've seen that these insurgents have more sophisticated weapons. Like, their weapons are so sophisticated. They are more sophisticated than the Nigerian army. And then you wonder how they get these weapons. How do they lay their hands on these weapons? Who is funding them? And let's not forget, recently the Borno State governor said that some politicians, actually sponsors insecurity and this terrorism we are seeing in our country. That some politicians are in this, some army personnel, they are in this, and some community people too, they are in this. So guys, what are your thoughts on this? Now, Moyele Sowore have given this chief of, naval staff, that's the chief of the Navy, Mr. Emmanuel Ogala, Admiral Emmanuel Ogala, for his comment on the insecurity crisis rocking this country. So guys, I'm dropping here. Kindly share your thoughts on this in the comment section.